How's it going? I'm James Reid and you're watching Candy Skull Tuts. In this tutorial we're going to be creating this brushed metal effect inside of After Effects, which is really cool because just by changing one layer you can change the whole text and you still keep that brushed metal effect. So let's start off. So we'll create a new composition, make it 10 seconds long, choose those settings, hit OK. So we'll create some text. I'm using Real Madrid 2009. You can get this from thefont.com. They've got some really cool fonts on there. And we'll just quickly put that where we want. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come up and we're going to change the layer styles. I'm going to show all. First one we're going to come down to is the gradient overlay. We're going to edit the gradient. And if we click on here, we'll put in C2, 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 C. Around here somewhere. There you go. I'll just copy that. Come over to this white one. Paste it in. So you've got a flat image. And then we'll come into the middle. I'll just create a little highlight. We'll just change the angle. And then the scale so it looks like it's on an angle. With that done, we'll come up to the bevel and emboss. And we'll just change that to a chisel hard. Just take it down to near nothing. Because all we want is we just want this nice little dark bit around the sides. So that's our basic text done. So what we'll do is we'll pre-compose that. Go to layer, pre-compose, and we'll call it candy text and hit OK. So now we'll go back into our comp, and now we're going to make the brushed metal effect. To do that, we're going to duplicate this layer to start off with, and then come up to new, solid, and we'll change it to a brown, make comp size and hit OK. Go up to effect, come down to noise and grain, add grain. And then what we want to do is we don't want it to animate over time. So we come down to the animation and we knock that down to 0 and then that'll stay as it is. Go to colour, monochromatic, and we'll increase the intensity up to about 7.5, but whatever you feel best, play around with it. So that's now done. We'll drop it below our top text and then we'll track it to that candy text. Okay? Now what we want to do is come up to go to soft light for the transfer mode. You can see already we've got that nice little bit. Now you could keep it like that, it looks a bit galvanized, but what we're going to do is we're going to go to effect, blur and sharpen, directional blur, put it to whatever you want, and do it like that. Now the reason I don't do it at the same time as adding the grain is so that I can see roughly what it's going to look like, because you might want to change the angle a little bit more depending on what you want. And then we'll just come into the opacity settings for that layer by hitting T. Just drop it down just a little bit. So we've got our nice little brush effect. And what we'll do is we'll pre-compose all of those layers. We'll call it candy brushed. Yeah, okay. So now it's created its own little one. Cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a background. So we'll use this background. That's me. There we go. This background can be found on cgtextures.com. You've got to sign up, but you get like 15 megabytes worth of free textures a week. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, by the way, as soon as it was up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop it down behind, and then we're going to start playing around a little bit. Now, I don't think it's quite brushed enough, so we'll come back into the brushed, and we'll just play around with some settings. Do. So come back into our comp. We'll give our background a bit of a curves adjustment. Just so that it lines up. Just try and get the colour correction a little bit. And then what we'll do is we'll create these two as 3D layers. We'll push the background layer back to about 35. Then we'll come up to layer, new, light. Create a spotlight. Go for these settings if you want. And then what I tend to do is bring it up, center it a bit, and then drop it down. So make sure you've got all your text. And then we're going to go into the material options of our brush matte effect by hitting AA, and I set the shadows to on. And then it's just a case of just tweaking the light and that and getting what you want. And also you can play around with the colour a little bit more as well, maybe add a bit more specular just to make it pop. So there you pretty much have it, and you can change the text just by going into the candy text, highlighting it all, and then it's automatically done. So there you have it, a cool brushed metal effect which you can change inside of After Effects. I've been James Reid, thanks for watching, and hopefully you will have learned something. If not, well, maybe next time. Anyway, thanks.